black tax, the number one money mistake Africans in America and Europe make, and they keep making. So, what if I told you you're making this very serious mistake every single month? You Africans living in America and living in Europe, and that you don't even know that this particular mistake you make every single month is responsible for your financial struggles. You have been living in America for the past 20 years. You've been living in Europe for 10 years, 15 years, almost 30 years. And then when you really look back at it, you are not settled. You don't have the financial peace. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. And many of us are not aware of what the black tax really is. But because over the years, I've been working with Africans living in Europe. Right now in the Financial Fitness Challenge, I have many Africans who live in Europe and who live in the United States, who live in Canada. And every single one of them seems to be making this mistake and having this big problem, the black tax problem. So I decided that it is time that we talked about it. Besides that, I go to America quite often and sometimes to Europe. And I see how the African brothers and sisters there are toiling. I see how some of you hold 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And you struggle day and night to pay your bills, to pay your mortgage, to pay your utility bills and things like that. But then you have this family back home. You have extended family back home in Africa. And I even hear that the same thing, there's the same similar problem in Jamaica, in Trinidad and Tobago, different places and all that. And every single month, the extended family, the friends, your former classmates, everybody keeps asking for money. $200 here, $500 here, $1,000 here. You've been doing this month after month, and you've never settled. So what I'm going to do now is read you. When I was preparing for this, I stumbled on a podcast because it's like people are not talking about this enough, about the black tax. But Africans in America and in Europe are laboring every single day. And each time I talk with you, there's always the element of the black tax happening. Today, hang on to the end because we're going to put an end to that problem. We're going to put an end to that problem so that you can be financially fit. But as I was studying and looking at this black tax problem and why it's a major financial obstacle to our brothers and sisters who live in Europe and who live in America, I stumbled by this podcast. It's called Comfort Level Podcast. And I'm going to put the link to the video, very short video. And this short video explains what the black tax is and why so many of you living in America and Europe are chained by this black tax and why it's keeping so many hardworking people like you perpetually broke. Some of you are already even in your 40s, in your 50s and 60s. The black tax really held you down. And without the black tax, you would have been something else today. But it is there. So for those of us who are just hearing about black tax for the first time, just listen to this story. I think it was a letter or an email that someone who is suffering the black tax problem sent to the Comfort Level podcast. So listen very carefully. And as you're listening, if you resonate with this experience, just type in the comment section that that's me. I want us to see the magnitude of this problem, of the black tax problem. So let me read out that email and listen very closely because it explains everything and it will set the tone for what we are going to do in solving the black tax problem. Okay, so she says, I'm a 28-year-old African woman working a decent job as a teacher. I'm not rich, but I'm doing okay. Ever since I started working, I've been expecting to help out my extended family, paying for groceries, covering school fees for cousins, sending money to my mom monthly, etc. In our culture, it's seen as a duty, what people call black tax. I understood this growing up. I've helped where I could, but lately it's become too much. My siblings now expect me to cover everything, and my mom doesn't say no to them. I'm expected to help with bills, with car repairs, and now even a wedding contribution for my younger cousin's wedding. I finally said, no more. I have started saving for my own life, therapy, travel, and a deposit for my own apartment. I told my family that I'm not a blank check and that they need to start standing on their own feet. I told my mom I will only help with the needs because I've been whitewashing for years. My brother said I've become selfish and forgotten where I came from. But I've spent years putting their needs first. I've missed opportunities, I've drained my savings, and I've lived paycheck to paycheck while they bought new phones and clothes. I still love them, but I'm tired of carrying everyone. Am I the a-hole for choosing myself? What do you guys think? Is anybody else feeling what this teacher living in America is feeling? An African. Does that describe you? Always sending money home, extended family, cousins, wedding, this other person going on and things like that. And at the end of it, you are broke. If that is you, say that's me. If that is you, say that's me in the comment section. Okay? Say that's me in the comment section. Right, we're talking about black tax. Yeah. That's me. See, that's me in the chat, in the comment section. Yep. Look at that's me, everybody. Relatable. That's me. And then let me even tell you a secret. You may not necessarily be living in America and Europe, but I admit that it is worse for people living in America and Europe. Why? Because when you, right from the colonial times, Europe so underdeveloped this place, Africa, and there's left so much poverty around. And then in those days, like immediately after the colonization, independence, and all that, people in Africa were scrambling to go to Europe. So whenever you were the lucky one who moved to Europe or to United States or to Canada or to all these places, the family saw you as the lucky one, and they automatically began to see you as their messiah over there. And that is how the black tax thing started. So it's not just about cultural legacy and expectations that came with it. I'm going to break down what this mistake is costing you. For many of you, you would have been financially free. You would have been better off without that black tax, but every day. And then some of you have very, very shocking experiences. Very shocking experiences. A man kept sending money home. He wanted to build a house in his village. And he kept sending money from the US to his younger brother, who supposedly bought the land and started building for the brother. So after about a year or two, the man decided to visit home and to go see his project. It was really beautiful because the younger brother was building and taking pictures at each stage and sending to him. So the guy was very, very happy until he just paid an unscheduled visit to the country. Went to his village, and then was excited, to see his building. Turned out there was no building. The guy was just taking pictures of another site, another person's building project, and sending the brother. And for 2 years, the man had been sending tens of thousands of dollars to build a house. And there are so many sickening stories like this about people back home taking advantage of the people who are out there. But the black tax thing is not just for you people living in America. People in Africa themselves are also paying black tax. You're probably living in the city. You're living in Accra, you're living in Johannesburg, or you're living in Lagos. Then all those people, the extended family and everybody back in the village, you also pay black tax to them. They put this burden. So it's not just you people living in America, it's also here. I had and I've had very, very serious wars with black tax. It's terrible, even here. And we've got to solve it because we are not helping our people. And you are not helping your people. Send them money for food, send them money to buy new phones, send them money to repair car, send them money to, whatever. Yeah. Tom says, I live in Benin and it affects me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in this live session and these things affect you, please say so. I want to just tell me this is where you live, and then you're also a victim of black tax. Because whether you live in America or Europe, or you live in South Africa or Nigeria or South Sudan, whatever, it's a big problem. And I'm going to show you how to solve it. Because until we deal with it, then we are going to be constantly emotionally blackmailed. And then we will never be able to help the people, nor help our own people. Okay. So, unfortunately, the black tax thing is not like a one-time thing. It's monthly. It's weekly. And if it's just a one-time thing, that would have been a very different issue. So for a lot of us, it's inherited responsibility wrapped up in love and duty. In love and duty, but often at the cost of your financial security. And it holds you back. It holds you back. It's not just the money you are sending home, it's the cycle you are trapped in. And you need to understand that that's a big problem with the black tax. If I give money to a needy relative, maybe there was an emergency, a health situation or something. If I did it once, that's okay. But to expect me to constantly do that weekly, that every time you have a money issue, you want to go to the market to buy fish, you call me, oh boy, we don't have money to eat tonight. And then you give. And next week you do the same thing. Guys, it's a cycle, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's not love. It's a trap. Okay? Nelson says, I have been facing it. Imagine someone asking me for money to celebrate birthday because I'm in Lagos. Oh, yeah. Please tell me your stories. The thing is ridiculous. And it comes with a lot of emotional blackmail because it's, love, family, extended family. And they exploit it. Imagine, of all things, I don't even have money for my own birthday. And then somebody is asking me for money, not to buy a book and read, not to start a business, but to celebrate birthday. My goodness. It's incredible. All right. So let me give you a 3-step solution. How we are going to solve this thing. And how I started solving it myself. I'm not totally out. It's still there. But the thing is, I want to be in control of my finances, not the black tax recipients. I want to be in control of my finances, because that's the only way. If I'm not in control of what is coming in and what is going out, then I'm going to be nowhere. All right. So how do you stop black tax from draining your future? So there are 3 things: boundaries, investment in yourself, and then family empowerment. Very powerful win-win solution. So the solution I'm going to propose is going to be good for you, and it's going to be good for your loved ones. because they are your loved ones. You can't throw them away. They are there, but the way you are helping them right now is destroying them. It's not helping them. So, step number 1, set financial boundaries with family. Please type it in the comment section. Set financial boundaries with family. Is the hardest thing to do for many Africans. For many of us, extremely hard to do. But that is the number 1 step to your freedom. Type it in the comment section. Set financial boundaries with family. You know, in that same podcast I was telling you about, there were thousands of comments. I could see that people are suffering exactly the same thing. So this is for you. This 3-step solution is for you. Whether you are living in America or in Europe or you're living in Africa, it's exactly the same thing. To save yourself from being destroyed by this number 1 mistake that destroys people, living abroad, financial mistake. Now, in that podcast, someone said in the comment section, he said, givers must set boundaries because takers never do. That's a mic drop. Givers must set boundaries because takers never do. Please, somebody type it in the comment section. In fact, not somebody, everyone. Because I would like that to register in our heads. I would like it to read. That's my experience. You know, sometimes you will think that these people asking for money, that you will think that sometimes that they will be ashamed or embarrassed for having to ask often and have never given. Always asking you. And in fact, on one occasion, I got a phone call. A cousin older than me, also had family, you know, had a business, had income, had things. She called me early in the morning. She did not ask, how are you? How are the children? Has everybody eaten? The first thing, oh, but do you know you've never done anything for me? It's over more than 20 years now. You've never done anything for me. That sense of entitlement. She called, harassing me and threatening me, and that I've never done anything for her. And then the very, very satanic thing about the whole thing was, at that time, I didn't even have a job. I had left Shell. And I lost all my savings. I lost all the family savings, over $100,000 in Get Rich Quick schemes, Nospetco and Wells Zone. I pumped all that money in because I was hoping that I'll be getting some monthly returns that will stabilize me while I worked on my consulting business. I was at that time. That was a very difficult time. I was struggling to feed my family. I was owing in house rent. I hadn't paid house rent. I got quit notice to leave the place. That was the time that these people called, this woman called. Oh, but you've never done anything for me. You've never given me money. You've never done that. That was how I knew how wicked this black tax thing can be. If you don't master it, it will destroy you. They will use emotional blackmail. What is it? Masquerading as love for family to destroy you. At another time, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you how demonic this thing is, I'm telling you, it's not normal. It's not normal. And I'm using this hard language so that after tonight, you can be free from black tax. You've got to set boundaries. Ladies and gentlemen, exactly, that's 25 minus, exactly 18 years ago, 2 days ago. Is it 2 days? 3 days ago. My dear mother passed on. My dear mother passed on. And she was young. Mom was only 64. She was very, very young. And it was such a very, very, very deeply mournful situation for me, my siblings, and everybody who knew us. Do you know, on the day of the burial, we were by the gravesite. We were by the gravesite, lowering my mother's body into the grave. We were all weeping. My younger brothers, you know that experience. This is mom. We were all weeping, crying. My younger brothers, you know, everybody, all of us, as they were lowering her into the grave. A man, a village man, I don't even know who he is, just came, tapped me on the shoulder, right by the graveside. Ogbo, 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 come and speak to those people by the canopy there. They haven't given us rice. Look at our own canopy. The people sharing rice have not given us rice to eat. Black tax, black devil. The expectations, the entitlement is insane. At my mother's grave, that's when somebody said, real tap on the shoulder. Ogbo, come and tell them they should give us food. They haven't given us food. They haven't brought a cooler of rice there. I don't know if anybody can actually sort of just picture yourself and picture the emotions. Just give me one word for what I've told you. If you really, just what one word comes to your mind or expression comes to your mind. Put it in the comment section. You need to feel that what we are talking about. You see, I see a lot of things because I work with people, especially people in the later half of their lives, for their finances, because people in the later half of their lives are struggling with finances. So I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at the words here. Black taxes, black devil. See, no pity, but wickedness. And then Nelson said, insensitive. You know? And then Ijoma says, people don't really care about you. It's wickedness. Shocked. Yes, wicked. Irresponsibility. Heights of insensitivity. No empathy. Insane or inhuman. I'm telling you. So that's why this topic tonight is very dear to my heart. I see that is what is holding a lot of us down. A lot of us down. In the meeting the other day, someone who is already 62 was describing how it's this same issue that kept her where she is. She doesn't have portfolio, doesn't have investment. She's already in her 60s. Nothing for her future. And then the wicked thing about it is that if you should die or get into an emergency, or maybe something happens and they need to fly you to Thailand or to Germany, Israel, or India for medical treatment, you will not see these people. And guess another thing, when you die, they will find another person. Did you know that? When you die, they will find another person. So the first thing is set boundaries. Okay? Set financial boundaries. Very, very clear, respectful financial boundaries. It doesn't mean you don't love them any less. It just means you're prioritizing your own future. Okay? It's been passed down through generations. So, but now it's time to break that cycle. So say no when it's not necessary and offer alternatives that can help your family to grow beyond reliance on you. Because it's not even healthy for them to be reliant on you. Every single need, they say, oh, okay, Nelson is there. Don't worry. Uncles will say, Nelson is there. When you are coming to the village, everybody, all the problems of the village, of the clan, are there waiting for you. And then, unfortunately, all these, I don't want to mention their names, and all these people on social media, you know them. The Facebook billionaires who go around spraying money, dressing well, riding big cars with security, with policemen and soldiers guarding them. You know the people I'm talking about. When they hold their birthday, I'm told that one of them held his birthday. The canopy alone that they used for the occasion, canopy alone, 400 million. And they come there, you see them, this person will throw 100 million, 200 million, they'll be gifting each other and showing it in a poor country where more than 80% can hardly find $2 a day. They live under that $2 a day. That's where they supply, spraying this thing, showing this kind of wealth, coming online, rubbing it on the faces of the people, and creating all kinds of problems. So now, it's creating problems for you in America and for some of us here. Because what happens, I went to the village the other day, and then an uncle came to me and said, Ogbo, by this time, when you are coming, you should be coming with police escort and soldiers. You should be coming with a convoy Why are you just coming? Like, I'm telling you, because they watch all those things. And they say, yeah, is Obi Kubana not is he not your mate? You're even older than him and all that. Look at how he comes. And they're comparing you. They put all that unnecessary pressure on you. If you decide, if you don't set boundary, these people will finish you and finish you financially. Okay? So financial freedom isn't about giving more. It's about investing in what will multiply your future. And the problem with this thing is that if you give a wise man $10,000, if you give a wise man $1,000, he will multiply it and turn it to $10,000. Give it to all these people exacting black tax on you. They will finish it. And these people can spend. These your relations back home while you are there in America. They can spend. You send them money. They will tell you something. And then they go behind and buy iPhone. They're using iPhone. Meanwhile, you yourself, you can't even buy iPhone there. It's on payment. You're paying $30-something or $40-something every month to have your own iPhone, $80. But they use the money you send them, they go and buy that. Yeah. So, yeah, Janus ETV says, always take care of yourself first before others, because you can't take care of anyone if you can't take care of yourself. All right? That's true. Ijoma said they buy expensive wigs too. Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't they? Because my auntie is in London. My auntie is a big woman in Italy, in Germany. So why wouldn't she buy a 500,000 wig? Not on her money, but on the auntie's money. Okay. So step number 2. Prioritize your own financial growth first. So those of you in the financial fitness challenge, I'm telling you that. Prioritize your financial growth. Many of you, you don't even have a system to grow your finances. You do not even have a system to make money, to manage it, and to multiply that. You're literally living paycheck to paycheck. For many of you living there, and your brothers and sisters and your extended family, cousins, and all of them here who are collecting money from you, they do not know that you are just one paycheck away. You just miss one paycheck and you'll be homeless. They don't know that. They don't know that. I visited one of you who might be watching me. I was with you in Houston. And then I saw, after spending some time with you there, I saw how you were working 3 jobs. You hardly stayed 4 hours. Stayed 4 hours in your own house. Just dash in, grab something, eat, go for the next job and all that. But these people here, home, they do not know. They just think, okay, you are there, you're picking dollars and pounds and euros, and therefore you should give it to us. So, TU says, I only give a certain percentage that won't affect my needs, savings, and wants. If anyone thinks it's not enough, then let the person send it back. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So now, prioritize your own financial future, because you can't pour from an empty cup. But they don't know that. You can't pour from an empty cup. Most of the people who are there asking me for money, and especially because they see me on YouTube, they see me on LinkedIn, Facebook, so they believe, oh yeah, this guy he doesn't have needs. And he also doesn't have relations. So they come telling me all kinds of stories every day. People are on my DM. Oh, the other one said just 3 days ago, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm due to deliver. There's no money for hospital, there's no whatever. Pregnancy is 9 months. And then, pregnancy didn't just happen. Pregnancy is not an accident. It didn't just happen. So when you were doing the pregnancy something, when you were doing the pregnancy whatever, you didn't know that 9 months later that you are going to have a baby. So why are you waiting to tell me, it's 8 months, by next month I should be having my baby and I don't have money? What? So prioritize your own financial growth first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So invest in your own growth first. Join the Financial Fitness Challenge. Join that mentorship where we talk about these things, and then, talk sense into each other. Talk real sense into each other. Because it's getting late. You're in your 40s, in 50s, 60s. You've already spent 20 years of your life in the UK. You've already spent 30 years in Germany. And I have someone who has spent over 40. He's been in America since 1981. And it's not settled. Think. Okay? So prioritize your own growth first. The best way to help your family is to help yourself first. Because your future is your responsibility. It's not going to be theirs. If you can't stand, you can't help others to stand. So don't let your emotions and sentiments sabotage you. Grow first. In fact, usually, I know there's a community, they call me, I have a farm there. And these people have been stealing me dry. I actually put that farm there in order to provide jobs. And when I got there, I told them that the reason that I could do other things with this money, but that all this youth I see there, roaming around looking for something to do, that I want them to work in this farm and I will pay them. It started with, okay, so I'll travel. It's time to manure the palm seedlings. I will ask them, all right, so I needed to manure all the palm seedlings because I don't use, so we use pig manure and all that, goat droppings and chicken, whatever. So I will tell them, because I wanted to empower them and I wanted to trust them. Tell us how many bags of pig droppings, pig waste or something that we are going to need for the entire farm. They will quote. I knew that it was inflated. And I'll go ahead and trust them and give them the money. Number one, so when they say, all right, we need 30 bags to cover this section, I'll send them money for 30 bags, but guess what? Maybe they will just buy like 3 or 4. They just buy like 3 or 4. So by the time I come months later, I will see that this farm was not manured. Now, when I go there and ask them, all right, do this trimming, do this weeding, that thing ordinarily could be like 40,000 naira. They will tell me 180. They will inflate it. So at some point, it was just not sustainable. And the farm was not making money to cover even the maintenance. So I told those youth, no more. Then do you know what happened? They circulated the information around there. This man is stingy. He is wicked. They called me. So I understood that when Nigerians say wicked or that they call you stingy, that it means a different thing from what it is in English language. You shouldn't bother yourself. So what they mean by you're a wicked and stingy man is that you are not allowing yourself to be a stupid mumu, money ritual, something victim. They say that when they use somebody to do their money ritual, you just go into the place and then you call that person's name, and then the person will vomit money. So when they say you're wicked, that's what they mean. That you are not a stooge, that you are not allowing them to indulge in laziness and stealing. Okay? So it's okay for them to call you wicked. So I'm telling you, be wicked. Set out 5 years to be wicked, in quote. Be wicked. Wear the label. Like I'm wearing that label now, wicked. Anytime I get the wicked man, stingy man, I've been wearing it. Wear it for at least 5 years to get yourself financially stable. Then you can now start doing what you're doing at your own pace. Okay? Anthony said, sir, you just have to know that an average Nigerian is not honest. Everybody wants to get a fast one over you, both family and everyone else. It's true. So when you don't allow them to pull that fast one on you, they call you wicked. And they use that name, that label to blackmail you. And then again, because many of you don't want to be called wicked by your extended family, you don't want to be called wicked by your village, you put yourself in such a very financially vulnerable situation. And then the day you will know yourself is the day something happens to you, or maybe you die. None of these people will come near to help your wife and your children. I have seen it with my own eyes. The only time they remember that they are family is when somebody dies. I lost a loved one. Them family, they call them family. They now came. And what did they come for? Not for condolence, not to contribute money to that person's young wife and little children. They came to exact money. You must bring this for the ancestors. You must bring 52 kegs of wine for the ancestors. You bring 6 goats. You bring 200 kola nut. You bring, they listed all those things, running into hundreds of thousands. Needless to say, I just told them, get out of this place. I didn't even know this, but they called them family. And you did, when you came, you didn't ask, how are this man's little children going to be taken care of now that that man has gone? That's what I'm telling you. You finish doing all this since your dream. When you die, you will discover that you will know yourself, because none of those people will come to help the people you left behind. So you better draw your ear and make sure that you're stable and that your family is provided for when you are alive and after you die, because these people are not going to be there when you die. If you have seen it like I've seen it, just type in the comment section. Let's just see that I have seen it happen. Type it in the comment section if you've seen that what I'm telling you happen. Somebody who was very generous to villagers, generous, and then after he died, he might even be a relation of yours. All those people left them. They didn't do anything for the wife and for the children. Nothing. They are suffering. And in some cultures, they would even come to say, and deal with your wife. Horrible, wicked system. And they will say, our brother, we've come to collect our brother's house. We've come to collect. Which one is your brother? That is the wife and the children. And they do it. And they pursue your wife away. And your children, they pursue them in the street. I have seen this. I just dealt with one case a few months ago. The children's mother had passed on. Their father now died later. The father had built house in the village, had land, very large expanse of land with a plantation, I think it's of palm trees, that could provide for these children. Do you know what? The father's brother, the father's sister, that is their uncle and their aunt, they've seized their house in the village, they have seized the land, and then the children, who are now orphans, are just there fending on their own. Wickedness. So this black tax thing, you've got to see it for what it is. It's a serpent in disguise. You've got to see it for what it is. And if you don't follow these 3 steps I'm giving you, you are going to be in for a big surprise. Step number 3, educate and empower them. Educate and empower those your friends and your family and your friends. If you want to end the cycle of black tax, you start by empowering them. And empowering them is not giving them money. Unfortunately, in many parts of Africa, Nigeria, the empowerment is synonymous with giving somebody money. Or they will say, oh, governor is coming to empower women. So he will just come, the women will contribute money, they will buy wrapper and then print the governor's face. Oh, and then they come and dance in the marketplace. And then by the time they finish dancing, the governor will give each of them 115, 2,000 naira, all of them. He has empowered them. Very stupid abuse of the word empowerment. So I'm not talking about just giving them money. So instead of sending your family and your friends money, send them knowledge. Type it in the comment section. Type it. Instead of sending them money, send them knowledge. Then you will see what will happen. Send them knowledge, okay? Teach them how to be financially independent. Teach them. Show them the power of saving, investing, and even starting small business. Instead of giving them that money, like I've told some of you, use it to pay for them to join the Financial Fitness Challenge, my mentorship group. If they refuse, then you know that they are not serious. Because why shouldn't they learn how to make money, to stand on their, why should they always depend on you? And you tell them, look, I'm learning from this man's channel. So I'm going to buy data. I'm going to put internet in the place and listen to him every day and do what he says. Write me summaries of what he says and what you intend to do. I will support what you want to do based on the things that the knowledge you're building, not just give me money. I want my phone fell into the water and then it's not coming on again. So I want to buy a new phone, brother. And then you send them money. You're killing them. You're not helping them. Okay? So teach them. So once they learn to stand on their own, you will no longer be their lifeline. And then the burden will finally lift off your shoulder. So when you empower others to stand on their own, you create a legacy that lasts beyond money. Who is getting value from this thing? Who actually believes that this is a subject that needed to be taught? Just type value in the comment section. Needed to be taught, especially for our Africans living in America and living in Europe. You need to know. So you need one of your own. I'm supposed to actually be your friend. You know, you should be sending me dollars and then pounds as well. But hearing it from somebody who should be receiving that black tax. So you're not just hearing it from your fellow people living in Europe, living in America, but you're also hearing it from a homeboy. That means a lot. Okay? Now, so these are the three things that you need to do. If you're ready to stop making the number one money mistake and start building wealth, and you haven't subscribed to this channel so far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And then make sure, like this video, share it wide with somebody who needs to hear this thing. That's a call to action. Don't just keep it. Share it even with those people who are always asking you for money. Your family in South Sudan, in Ghana, in Nigeria, share it. Okay? Share it. Eric is asking, when is your next financial boot camp? I'm taking a break in August because this, at the end of this month, it would have been exactly 1 year I've been coming live, like literally every day, except weekends recently. So the next one will be coming up. There's one running now, running from now to the end of July. And if you are serious enough and you think you can catch up, then you can send a message in the WhatsApp number indicated in the description of this video if you think you can catch up, because we've done almost a week. But if you really work hard, you can catch up with assignments and then the things that we've already done. Otherwise, the next one is coming up in September or October. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. In my next video, we'll do some more deep dive again, like we've always done in this channel, on investing, even when you feel financially stretched and you don't want to miss it, because we'll continue to talk about the strategies to become financially independent in the world that we're living in, because the system is designed in such a way that you can keep running helter-skelter and never enjoy financial peace until your 70s and 80s. Look around you, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, and then someone is asking, what is your location, sir? All right, well, virtual. So if I tell you where I am today, tomorrow it might not be. So I'm very virtual. So today you might see me in Accra. The next day you might see me in Houston, in the UK, in the United States. Next day you might see me somewhere in Lagos. So you will always see me here. So this is a very good location. You will always see me here every weekday at 8 p.m. GMT +1. Okay. So with that said, this is a good place to draw the curtain tonight. I hope that you have gotten very specific values and then your aha moments that you're going to implement immediately after this. Let us say no to the dangerous effects of black tax. Liberate yourself. Liberate yourself from emotional blackmail. Okay? And then start investing. Start investing in your future. The opportunities are incredible right now. There's so much happening in the stock market. There's so much happening in the cryptocurrency space. There's so much happening in AI. Educate yourself. Start investing in your future, because these people will not do it for you. I am telling you, it's happening around you every day. If you go and you've not set up yourself and set up your family, they are going to suffer. These people are not going to be there, for you. Okay, so I love you. Whatever happens, keep showing up, because you never know what's coming your way next. And I'll see you exactly same time tomorrow. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you join from. And God bless and keep you.